So welcome to the class. Actually, this concept is the last topic that is being designed for the first year curriculum, that is C pointers. Okay. Actually, you need to be very strong in this from this concept onwards. That is the pointers, structures, and files. Structures and files, and as well as even the pointers, they might be taught once again with respect to the your third semester course data structures. So here we have only one set program. So whatever the knowledge that is being needed as a programmer, that you will be gaining with respect to this session. Okay, so now let's see. So pointers are nothing but they are also the variables. First you need to know that pointers are the variables. Okay, so variable holds only the value. So if you have int a is equivalent to 5, or a scanf percentage d ampersand a, and in the console you have entered 5, so now 5 is being stored in the variable. So variable always holds the either the constants or the value. Okay, so similarly pointer variables, they don't hold any value, whereas they hold the addresses. Okay, they hold the address of another variable. So pointer is nothing but it is a variable, that one which can hold the address of the another variable. Okay, so it becomes necessary to learn the pointers to become a perfect C programmer. Let's start learning them in simple and easy steps. Okay, so you know how to find the address. So in the scanf statement, scanf percentage d ampersand a, so that ampersand is called as the address, and you have seen the impact what will happen if you are going to miss the ampersand. That means you are not going to get the value correctly. Okay, so a pointer is a variable, that one whose value is the address of the another variable. Okay, so now let us see how to declare a pointer. So how do you declare a variable? So you will be declaring like int a, that is my general variable declaration. Whereas if I want to declare a pointer variable, it needs to be prefixed by the star. Okay, so if you declare int star p, so now p is called as a pointer variable, that one which can hold the address of an integer variable only. So now the question is, sir, anyhow it's an address, why it cannot hold an address of a floating point variable? That is because of the byte addressability that you will be discussing, that we will be discussing only in the next semester course called as the computer organization. As of now, you need to know that if it is a pointer variable of the type integer, it can hold the address of the integer variable only. Correspondingly, the floating point pointer can hold the address of the floating point variables only, and correspondingly the character pointer. Okay, see, this is how we are going to declare the integer pointer int star ip. Now ip is going to be called as a integer pointer, and correspondingly double star dp, float star fp, char star ch. Okay, this is how we try to declare the pointer variables. So any variable which is being defined with a prefix of the star, then that shall be called as a pointer variable. Okay, so now let us see in detail. See, as we said, memory is nothing but it is a continuous allocation of the cells. Okay, see, here I have a cell 0, cell 1, cell 2, some cell 5000, 5064, 65535. So how do you find what is the maximum address that you are going to have? Suppose if it is a 16-bit system, so 2 to the power of 16 minus 1, that shall be the last address. Suppose if it is a 32-bit, so then 2 to the power of 32 minus 1 number of the addresses are available. If it is a 64-bit, 2 to the power of 64 minus 1. So this is how we generally refer the memory locations as memory location 0, 1 starting up to the over here. So now assume that you are going to declare a variable int total is equivalent to 125. Okay, so now let us can I write over here? Okay, int total is equivalent to 125. See, now the value that is being associated is this 125, and the variable is total. Okay, assume that this total variable is stored in the address 5000. Okay, so this is the address at which this variable is being stored. So now if I declare a pointer p, okay, so that one which contains the value 5000, so now p is called as your pointer variable. Okay, so this p, it might be stored at an address 5064. Okay, so total variable is the total, variable is the p, that is, this is a general variable and this is a pointer variable. So the value that is being associated with respect to this total might be 125. So this p might be stored at 5000. Okay, so this might be, and it might be stored at an address 5064. Okay, so correspondingly pointer contains only the address. Okay, so now this p will contain the value 5000, and this in turn this p is being stored at some different address 5064. Okay, so how to use the pointers? So first you need to define, and then you need to assign the address. So how do I assign? Suppose if I am going to have a pointer variable p that is pointing to an integer variable a, p, if you assign, make p is equivalent to ampersand of a. Okay, so now p will contain the address of the variable a. So this is how you can assign the pointer variables. So whenever I need to access this value, that one which is being stored at the variable a or at the location a, so then I will be handling through that pointers only. Okay, so this is done by using the unary operator star that returns the value of the variable located at the address specified by its operand. So now let us have a very simple program that demonstrates the concepts of the pointer. Okay, so here you are trying to have your variable int var is equivalent to 20. See, actually it has been typed in the uppercase letters. So in the program you make sure that it is being typed in the lowercase only. Int star ip, that is the integer pointer. Ip is equivalent to ampersand of var. See, variable contains the value 20 and it is being stored at some address. So now that address is assigned this with respect to this pointer variable ip. Okay, so now let us see how to print the address. Printf address of the variable is %x, that is either you can give the ampersand x. So %x is the format specifier to print that in the hexadecimal format, or else if you that needs to be printed in the decimal format, use the format specifier %u. Okay, so the same thing is being, instead of having it in ampersand way, now I am trying to print that in the ip. Okay, so now ip contains the address. I don't want to print my value directly by the variable, whereas I need to print it by the address. Okay, so whenever you give a star ip, that is a %d star ip, then it prints the contents. Okay, so from here onwards, if you are trying to assign any pointer variable and it is being assigned, and then correspondingly you need to note that a star of that pointer variable will always print the value, that whatever that you want to assign. Okay, see, when the above code is compiled and executed, it produces the result something as follows. So this might be my hexadecimal address, the same. So value of the variable is 20. Okay, getting. See, you can assign any values to the variable. Suppose if you are having a variable like a can be assigned any value between 0 to 3 2 7 6 7. Okay, any value, either it can have a 10,000, 5,000, 16,000, 17,809, like that. Now the question is, can the pointers be assigned directly with any addresses, that one which is being identified in my memory? No, you can't. Okay, the simple answer is no, you can't assign any random address for a pointer variable. The only one address, that one which could be assigned with respect to the pointer variable, is null. That means the 0. Okay, so int star ptr is equivalent to null. Note that null always needs to be written in the uppercase letters. Okay, so now return 0. Now we will see what will happen when I compile this code. So the value of the pointer is 0. Okay, the only one address that could be assigned with respect to a pointer variable is 0. On most of the operating system, programs are not permitted to access the memory at the address 0 because that memory is reserved by the operating system. That is the address 0, you cannot place your data programs over there or anything, that is being reserved for the operating system. Okay. The memory address 0 has a special significance. It signals that the pointer is not intended to point to an accessible memory location, but by convention, if a pointer contains the null value, it is assumed to point to nothing. Okay. See, now let us see how to go with the pointer arithmetic. What will happen once when you increment the pointer or decrement a pointer over there? Okay. Yeah, now let us see what will happen once when you are going to increment the pointer. Okay, so either you can use the ptr plus 1 or ptr plus plus or plus plus ptr over there. Okay, now we will see actually what will happen once when you are going to increment the pointer by the its scaling factor. So let us consider that the ptr is an integer pointer which points to the address 1000. Okay, that means now ptr is pointing to the 1000. Okay, so if you perform the following operation on the pointer, that is ptr plus plus, or assume that you are going to give plus plus ptr, that is it is a pre-increment, or you are trying to give ptr plus 1. Okay, always it is a byte addressable. Okay, assume that it is a 32-bit integer means, so the memory locations would be 1000. So 1004, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. That will be the 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003. That will be my first data. So the next address will be, the next data would be placed at the address 1004. Whenever you increment a pointer, okay, so it will try to increment by the scaling factor of its corresponding data type. Suppose if it is a character and it is pointing to the address 1500, and now if you increment a pointer, the scaling factor of the character is 1, so then it points to the 150. Now let's see with an example. See, here I am trying to have my GDB compiler. See, int a is equal to 10 star ptr. Now I am assigning ptr is equal to ampersand of a. Okay, address of a is ptr, that will be printed. Incrementing the address of the pointer will be percentage %x. See, here I am trying to give ptr plus. Now let us see what will happen once when I give the when I compile the program. Now the program is compiling. See here, the address of the a is EDDCE1E4. So here the scaling factor is 4. So correspondingly, when 4 is added, I should get EDDCE1E8. So correspondingly, if it would have been a character pointer, it shall have been incremented by 1. Okay, so if it is a long integer pointer, then correspondingly it would have been doubled accordingly. Okay, so you need to note that whenever a pointer is being incremented, its content will not change. Okay, the content remains as it is. Okay, so it might be pointing to the next memory location, that one which would be decided by the scaling factor of the corresponding data type. Okay, so now how to deal with the pointers with the arrays. Okay, so can I use a pointer to point for an array? Yes, certainly you can use. Okay, okay, see here in this program I am having int max is equal to 3, int main. So int where this is an array having 3 values, 10, 100 and as well as the 200. So where of 0 is 10, where of 1 is 100 and where of 2 is 200. So here I am trying to have int I comma star ptr. Ptr is equivalent to ampersand where, or even if you are going to give the just the array name, that itself might also be sufficient. So now let us see what will happen once when you specify a pointer to an array. whenever a pointer is being assigned with the array names, so it will contain always the base address, that is the address of the 0th element. Okay, so if you correspondingly increment this one, though, that will point to the next and up until over here. Okay, right, where is that? Okay, see, now incrementing a point. For I is equal to 0, I less than max, address of variable percentage dx, that is I comma ptr. See, now you are trying to print the variable of 0 along with its address. So if I need to print its value, then it should be star ptr. Okay, so this has printed the address of the 0th element and as well as its content. Okay, see, now when you increment this ptr plus plus, okay, so earlierly it was pointing to the 0th element, now it will point to the next element. Okay, this one, and correspondingly, as long as this max is being is the range, then the corresponding, see here, if this is the starting address 30, 34 would be the address of the second element, and 38 would be the address of the third element. This is how we generally try to do with respect to the array. Okay, see here. Actually, in your setlist program, there is a one program to find the sum of the array elements using the pointer. Okay, so I have declared int a of 20 I n. Initially my sum is equal to 0, and I have also declared a pointer variable p. See, here I am not trying to give p is equal to ampersand a of 0, I am just giving p is equal to a. So that will get the address of the base element or the 0th element. Okay, for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, sum is equal to sum plus star p. Okay, that means sum plus star p means that is the, it is a of 0. Now a of 0 has been added. So next I need to add with the first element, that is why p plus plus, that is the pointer is getting incremented and it will be pointing to the first element. So it will point up to the last element. Once when this loop gets failed, so correspondingly p plus plus, that is the pointer, will be the address of the last element of the array. Earlier it was pointing to the 0th element, now it will be pointing to the nth element of the array. That means it will be containing the address of the nth element. Sir, can I find directly the address of the nth element? Okay, certainly. So if you know the address of the first element, and if the n is the total number of the elements in the array, assume that it is some 5 or assume that it is some 10, and now each and every integer location, each and every integer is trying to occupy 4 bytes of the memory. For example, we will assume 4 bytes of the memory, we will assume the starting address is 1500. Okay, so if you specify the another pointer, q is equivalent to p plus 10. Okay, that means that 10 value is not going to be added, it is 10 into total number of the bytes of the memory that is being occupied by that corresponding data type. If it is a 2, so 1500 plus a 10 into 2, 20. So 1500 plus 20, 1520 would be the address of the last element. Okay, done. Okay, see, let us see what will happen if I am going to make a decrement of the pointer over there. Ptr is equivalent to ampersand of where for I is equal to max, I greater than 0, I minus minus. You are trying to print, and correspondingly ptr minus minus. Okay. So try to code this program, or let's see. Yeah, this is the code that wherein you need to uh, see and compile. See, if you are trying to have your loop from for I is equal to 1, I less than or equivalent to n, I plus plus, then make sure that it is p is equivalent to ampersand of a of 1. Okay, by default you need to, by default it is 0th element. Explicitly, if you want to specify from the first element itself, means p is equivalent to ampersand a of 1, you make over here, and then correspondingly that would give you the output. Whereas if you are trying to deal with the pointers, be certain that you are with the 0 only.